Greetings, I am Donny Winter. Welcome to my series titled Gay Relationship Struggles, a series where I talk about a variety of different struggles that gay men face in relationships today. I may reference personal stories or experiences from time to time, so just bear with me. And today I would really like to talk to you about men being emotionally unavailable. So one of the most difficult experiences that I remember when I first came out, all those many years ago, was I wrote a poem for a guy that I really liked. We had been kind of seeing each other for about 3 months or so. We had gone on several dates, and we had established that we had some sort of feelings for one another, and there was a day where I was like, I'm going to write a poem for him and tell him how I feel in this poem. So we met up, and he came over to my place for the night. I read him this poem, and the rest of the night he seemed very detached. He didn't really seem interactive. He wanted to be all sexual, but I had a long day, I wasn't feeling it, so he left. And I heard from him one time, and then he stopped talking to me altogether. And essentially what happened with that is me reading him my poem seemed to come off too strong to him, and he got a little bit intimidated about how much I felt for him, and that really upset me. And I noticed that over the years I have continually had men be very intimidated by my emotional awareness and my ability to express myself. Not that I've always successfully managed to express myself, but in a romantic sense, I usually know what I want, and if I have feelings for someone, I'm not going to disguise my feelings for them. This is something that I've had to accept over time, and I've had to accept the fact that a lot of men are taught to be emotionally unavailable, because, you've heard me talk about this many times before. Men, we're told that we need to be masculine, that by being emotional, it emasculates us, and I think that's why in the gay community itself, a lot of connections with people have been reduced to simply building some sort of sexual connection and then immediately detaching from the individuals. And over the years, I've kind of had to force myself into that type of headspace as well, because I would repeatedly get hurt by guys all the time who would convince me that they did feel something for me, but when I finally expressed how I felt, they were like, oh, nope, I can't make this commitment, this is too much, I don't feel for you the way you feel for me, blah 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 blah, and then they just disconnect altogether. I've kind of developed a few abandonment issues because of that, and I often have a difficult time making connections with guys now, because in the back of my mind I'm like, well, what's the point of emotionally connecting with somebody when me being upfront about my feelings is just going to make them intimidated and want to move on to something a little bit more casual. And I don't know if it's technology and if that's made it convenient to be less emotionally invested into other people or not, I don't know. But it's really discouraging and a bit depressing as well when you have this huge heart like I do, and people often take it for granted and disregard it in every way. And that's caused me to silence myself a lot whenever I have demonstrated feelings for someone else. It's made me not pursue opportunities or make my feelings known now. And now that I'm getting closer to 30, I'm kind of experiencing this, holy hell, I'm getting close to 30. Where are these men who should have reached some sort of emotional awareness at this point in life? And the reason why I think that so many people haven't is because we are still being taught that why make emotional investments when we can simply have a very freeing, convenient, and easy sexual connection, because those are easy to build and easy to disconnect, I suppose. I will say, though, despite being frustrated with my own emotional awareness and how it's caused me a lot of woes, there are many situations where guys have been attracted to me for it too, because the older I get, the more quickly I'm realizing that emotional stability is attractive, because it is something that happens rarely. And maybe, maybe I'm emotionally aware and stable because I have had counseling, because I have learned how to introspect and talk myself and express my emotions. But I've had situations where people have been attracted to me for that purpose, whether it be because they just simply needed a quick and convenient therapist, which I talked about in my last video, the Don't Be a Fixer video. But there have also been other situations where people have never had the opportunity to experience true intimacy or romance because all of that is gone. Like, a lot of it is gone, and it's been replaced with that convenient, I guess, friends with benefits mentality. So, I don't know. I'm all about reclaiming the romance. I'm all about reminding men that we're people and that we have feelings and that our feelings matter and that there is a place still for intimacy. And I usually hope that by having these types of conversations with guys, sometimes, sometimes they may get more comfortable with thinking about relationships in that way. Building connections in that way, I guess. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I just wanted to ramble about that for a few minutes. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, if you are LGBT and you can relate to this, or even if you are a straight person experiencing this, because I know not just gay men experience this, but a lot of people do, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Share this video around, share your thoughts, click the like button, check out my videos in the outro portion of the video, and stay tuned for my next video. I will be having another one coming up this weekend. You guys have a good night.